You know, when you are actually not doing anything, naturally the mind will take you on its own joyride, right? It wants to do its own thing. And it will take you back to a past event to make you relive it, like make you think of a particularly embarrassing moment or make you think of an event that made you felt very silly. Today I experienced one of that. Okay, so as I was doing some chores, I was actually taken back on a joyride. Okay, now I actually recalled an incident whereby I was actually giving one of my earlier advice to some of my closest friends, and I was only like 13 to 14 years old of age back then. So it was actually of an incident of my close friend. He told me he had a crush on this girl, and he's admired this girl for several years, and he didn't have the courage to express his admiration to this girl. But we are close to graduating our secondary school years. After several years, he still did not have the courage to do so. So as he told me that, I was like that pushy. I said, you must tell her that you have a crush on her because we are graduating soon, right? If you don't do it, I'm gonna do it for you. So that was how pushy I was. You know, I was giving him so much pressure. And after a lot of convincing, I told him, look, we're almost graduating right now. If you're not gonna do it, then when are you gonna do it? You think after graduation you get a lot of opportunities? No. And I always tell them, look, what's the worst thing that could happen? Right? Maybe you bought a gift for this person to express your admiration, and then this person ends up throwing the gift. Because that happened to me before. I was pretty dumb back then. Okay? Now, I experienced it firsthand because I need to know whatever that I advise works. I need to know that I've actually tried it and it works, you see, or it doesn't work. At least I know that whatever I'm giving advice, it shows that it is effective. So neither did I know that the advice I was giving him, yes, it could be very pushy, but what I did realize was, you see, I told him, look, if you don't try it right now, you don't express whatever that you have, this crush or this admiration for this girl, you're never ever gonna know. And you're always gonna be in this doubt or this hesitation, should I or should I not, you see? And he was like that, you see, he suffered for many years because of this hesitation. Oh, I've got this admiration, this childhood, this puppy love, you know. But he did not have the courage to express that. And that person will never ever know, right? You will always keep it with you and you're always gonna be suffering because you're not gonna have the guts or the courage to express your admiration, your crush, right? So I said, what's the worst thing that could happen? That person rejects you. That's the only thing. Yes, you're gonna grieve for a few moments, but after that grief, you're gonna move past really quickly. At least you've tried. That was the advice I gave him. And I actually convinced him very quickly, and he did take action. And obviously it did fail. That person rejected him. But he very quickly moved past that moment. You know, he grieved for several moments. Obviously because he had this crush for several years now, right? So the longer that you wait, you will realize that the attachment, that feelings of, or the emotions that you're attached to gets expanded. But if you were to try then and there, if you had this crush immediately, like maybe after a few weeks, you express it right away, and you know that you got rejected, you will move past it really quickly. That feeling that lingers would actually die away really quickly. That's similar as such in life right now. If you're as an adult right now, okay, we're all fully grown, matured adults right now, right? So if you wanted to try something, but you do not have the guts or you hesitated, you're just always gonna say, oh, look, I don't have the courage to do it. You will never ever do it. When are you gonna do it? When's the right time? There will never be the right time. There will not be a divine timing that will point a magic arrow down and say, right now is the best time for you to try, right? You will only know whether or not you will be rejected, whether it would work by doing it, right? At least you tried. Now that's the point here. At least you tried. And you will never live in regrets. This is what you need to tell yourself. I must not live in regrets because I do not know when would be my moment that I would go. Right? Live today like as if it is your last. And that is where you will create magical moments. That is where you will create most profound experiences if you live like this. Hope this video makes sense for you. Much love and blessings to you.